After my husband found his destined mate, he reduced me to his mistress. When Julian led Angelica into the house, all eyes turned to me. She smiled brightly, taking in the surroundings, while I stood frozen, holding back tears. I realized I couldn't just walk away. I'd hoped Julian would give me a few days to adjust, to pull myself together and avoid creating a scene like he said I would, but I guess he was too eager. Fearing fate would turn him away, the pack surrounded her, welcoming her with gifts, and she accepted them all, smiling. It was surreal watching her be welcomed into our home, my home. 3 years ago, I was in her shoes, and now I stood alone, abandoned under my own roof. When the crowd dispersed, Angelica's gaze finally found mine, followed by Julian's. I noticed her holding his hand tightly, and I felt a wave of jealousy, but quickly reminded myself that this was just the beginning. There would be worse things to endure. I forced a practiced smile, one I perfected during countless meetings and deals, where, no matter how irritating the situation, I had to smile through it. All eyes were on me, waiting for some dramatic confrontation, eager to watch Luna make a scene. Angelica came up to me, offering an awkward smile. "Hi, Anastasia, long time no see," she waved, and I gave a half-hearted wave back. "I didn't know you were back in our country," I said, holding back 1,000 retorts. Yes, it was sudden. I finished my degree and planned to return after 5 long years. I thought I'd stay for a while and find a job, but then Julian was in my father's office, and suddenly, our partnership, well, it fell apart, she said, glancing at the audience who were hanging on her every word. I nodded, my eyes drifting back to Julian. "I see," was all I could muster. "All right, no more lingering. Everyone get back to work," Julian announced, and the crowd scattered. We were left alone in the living room. Servants moved her belongings to my room, our room, which meant everything of mine was moved to the guest room. I guess that's why Julian didn't bother checking on me after I collapsed on the carpet. He was busy preparing for his destined partner's grand arrival. Angelica turned her attention back to Julian, clutching hand as she stood on tiptoe to kiss his cheek. My wolf inside me howled, and my nails dug into my palms. Julian turned to me. "Make sure you take care of her. I need to send out formal invitations for the moon's welcome ceremony." I nodded briefly as he walked away from her. Angelica stepped forward. "Look, I know we didn't plan on meeting like this, but we were once friends, right? We can be friends again." Anger boiled inside me. How could she just waltz into my life and ask to be friends? "Do you agree with Julian's decision?" I asked, and she gently squeezed my hand. "I'm being honest with you. At first, I didn't know. He's my destined mate. You know, and destined mates are above chosen partners. Our bond is sacred, and our shared power will take the pack higher than ever. But since Julian built all of this before I knew he was my mate, and because he respects you, I've decided to respect his choice." I stared at her, confused. I was the chosen mate, yet my wolf refused to share Julian with another woman. Yet here she was, calmly talking to me like she was his fate. Was I the villain here? She patted my shoulder lightly before walking to our new bedroom. I quietly retreated to the guest room, closed the door, and let the tears flow again. This was unbearable. Before I could catch my breath, I heard hurried footsteps upstairs. I knew it was Julian, and I knew where he was going. I ran to the bed, burying my head in the pillows to block out the noise. Angelica's loud voice echoed down the stairs. Couldn't Julian wait a second before going to her? Or had he already